I haven't done like a comprehensive viewing of her social media to see where else she has gone to. But I know that she had reached out to me just after Hurricane Melissa passed, you know, asking where the hardest hit areas so that she could organize her relief efforts.
Yes.
So I did see her in some of the places I had indicated in Westmoreland. So I need to go back to her social media pages to see where else she has been. But lovely efforts there by Spice, who's not only bringing food and clothing, but also um, construction material.
Yes. That's right.
I saw the trailers with construction material that persons really do need in this time.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And good on her and more power to her and people like her. I
Hmm.
see Juliet Sanchez in the chat asking me, George, when last you went to church? Boy,
That's a good question.
for me
For
or
me
for you?
too.
Oh, kaya you know, make me alone.
Yeah.
I can't burden alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
And,
to, you
and,
know.
and yeah, it's embarrassing to say that it's unfortunate circumstances that has led me to church in recent times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Funeral.
yeah, and Julia doesn't mean like that because you would have had
Oh.
to go to things, but just to go to church to say, "Well, you're going to church." I went to Christ Church the other day, man. So not so long ago. So
Yeah.
Juliet, you'll be happy to know I was the guest of Father Sean Major Campbell, and some good people in Vineyard Town at Christ Church.
It's always good to fellowship, but church can be anywhere.
Yeah, man, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I've stopped and prayed in supermarkets before. Anywhere the spirit moves you,
Yes, there you go.
you use that space.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listeners, this morning I'm scratching my head because I can't still reconcile how so many young people are so drawn to crime that they would effectively offer their lives on a platter to rival groups of criminals, or in certain circumstances, it's always reported as a confrontation, offer their lives to the police. And I go there this morning because of an incident yesterday at about 11:50 a.m. on Mandela Highway, just before you make that left. Granted, I see your branch off. I see you turn your branch off. Right at that point to go onto the PJ Patterson Highway to take you to Spanish Town if you want to get there quicker, Old Harbor, or to take you to Maypen, Mineralites down that side, and to join with the I call it the Mike Henry toll, but it's the Williamsfield Highway, go down that side, yeah. And we, the police story is that they've been tracking, or they were tracking, from the night before, men in a black Honda Fit. They got a license plate, and you know that the police have cameras everywhere. So they picked up license plate and they were tracking the vehicle. And according to them, the report that came to them, which sparked their interest and they put them into action, was a report that the vehicle with men, the men were stopping at places and robbing people at gunpoint. And the police say that getting this intelligence spurred them into action. And by yesterday morning, almost midday, when they directed the person driving the vehicle to pull over, to stop, didn't stop, sped off. They chased. A shootout ensued, and as 99% of the time in these cases, the civilian gunmen came off worst, and three of them shot. How many died? Three, all three,
Agree.
all three, all three. We have some surveillance footage of the stamp on the camera says 10:58 p.m. So this would have, you said it was what, Wednesday? So this would have been on Tuesday night during the alleged criminal spree. So let's play this video. So this is a video of the black Honda Fit. See one of the men walking out. Another one jumps out, another one. So three of them out. Still a driver because the vehicle is reversing. And it appears as if the getaway driver is waiting for the men to hit the spot and then come back so they can move. Give me another video there, Michelle. So that's one video. And the police say that Honda Fit they picked up. For those who who are only hearing us, we just showed the video for black Honda Fit pulling up on three men disembarking. Now, this is a video. We're being told that the same three men who came out of the Honda Fit are now inside a bar. So there's a patron who them juke him down, as you'd say in Jamaica, gunpoint. One of the men, cut off with pants, t-shirt, can't tell the color because it's black and white.
Took his phone.
And two of them now are rummaging through the cash register, removing items. One goes outside, maybe to look what's happening, comes back in, and now they're in a hurry. They're looking at the poker boxes. The bartender is there, and she has stepped aside, not intervening, of course, because the men are armed. And yeah, they're walking out now. So that's the second video. Let's look at the third one. So this happened very quickly between 10:58 and 10:59, not even 11 p.m. And the men left that black Honda Fit, we are being told, walked in, guns out, robbed a patron, robbed the cash register, the bartender helpless, stood aside, and now the vehicle is parked in the parking lot. Look like it's waiting, and the clock is running. Passenger door opened. Look like the driver leans over to open the front passenger door. The men run. One of the men is wearing a similar, I don't want to say top, women wear tops. Has a jacket or a shirt. Fits the description of the men in the establishment just now. So from the video, you would be led to assume that it's the same men who went inside. And now go outside, another camera picks them up, and they're gone. The thing I want to ask is this. After so many decades of young men taking gun, committing robbery, and dying in confrontations with the police, why do young men continue to do this thing? After so many decades of young men being involved with gun, not involved with guns, involved with gun, falling out with their cronies and getting killed by their cronies, why are young men still involved in this thing? After so many decades of young men taking gun, committing crimes, going before the courts, being found guilty, and having their freedom taken away for many, many years, why are young men still involved in this thing? And as I contemplate all of those things, and the essential question of why, my mind takes me to this debate about imitation firearms. Because I don't know much about law enforcement, if anything at all. I've never been one, never studied the area. But I do know enough to not say that the men had guns, because I don't know. I'm watching a video with them holding something that appears to be a gun. So I'll stick with that. And because of that understanding, I am led to the imitation firearm bit, because what if what they had were imitation firearms? I've been very strong against this argument, that the possession of imitation firearms should carry a lesser sentence than real firearms. I believe that they are one and the same, and the punishment should be the same. And this video gives me cause to double down on my point, because the man in the establishment, let's call it the bar, the woman in the bar, tending the bar, they don't know whether it's real or fake, the firearm. But their actions are motivated clearly by the thought that it is a real firearm. So the effect of an imitation firearm and a real firearm in that instance are the same. Because perhaps the old man would have run for it because he didn't know after them rob the place if they would shoot him on leaving. Same thing for the bartender. If them did know, say, well, the gun no good. As was famously said in a court case captured by Hartley Neater in his little section of the Gleaner many, many years ago. I have the clipping at home. Where the man robbed the bank with something under a kerchief, and the bank teller looked at him and said, oh, your gun no good. And he got agitated, and she insisted that the gun no good. And he ran because in truth the gun never good. How did the bartender and man in the bar know or not know whether the gun was good or not? They didn't. But the effect of something that appears to be a firearm is the same as if the firearm real. And that, my friends, is the reason I'm saying this argument about imitation firearm can't hold. And people will say, well, you know that people have firearms that they use to shoot birds. So you were shooting birds with a pistol? You had a pistol on you that is for bird shooting at 10:58 p.m. on a night in the corporate area? So I'm saying that I am bothered by how young men continue to throw their lives away. The results of crimes like these and involvement like instances like these, the examples are legion. And they are still drawn to this issue of gun crimes like moths to flames. And for those who say that, boy, imitation firearm and real firearm should carry different penalties, just watch those videos and tell me after you've watched them if you really believe what you're saying.